hopefully this will work. That's fun. Alrighty. Is this working? Let's hope this is working. Alrighty, there we go. Turn my mic up a bit. Alrighty, welcome. A bit late due to technical difficulties, however we are now here. Currently Owen is in P1. Agent Persuasion and Anvi have been disqualified, so they will be starting at last. Let's see how Debo's doing. Debo has pitted. Alright. DJ has improved his lap time. Good job. Ooh, and Tristan DSB has beaten Owen's time by just under 0.05 seconds. Pretty good turns by DJ. Trippy seems to be warming up his laps and going into his next lap. Pretty good first two turns by Trippy. He went on the grass a bit there, but seems to be fine first time. Pretty good lap by Trippy. Let's check to see how Aird's doing, as he just finished a lap. pretty good turns by Arid so far. No major mess ups. Jonah on their first lap got purple section 1 pretty good. Seems to be driving flawlessly. And Ewok Jr. has retired from the session at P6. Currently, seems like Tristan is gonna take pole position. And it seems like Jonah might actually beat pole position. Ooh, he didn't by just about 0.4 seconds. Pretty good though on Jonah. And Trippy has retired from the session. 50 seconds left of the qualifier. Seems like Tristan is going to keep their pole position for this race. Balkan diving into that turn. He did it flawlessly, however. And Jonah has retired from the session. 4 drivers remaining for the session. Balkan has gotten P3 on his final lap. Arid on his final lap looks like he's probably gonna take P13. Hussein, probably the slowest so far, might be taking P15. However, he takes P6 at the end there. Good driving by Hussein. Turns out Arid has pitted. And that just about wraps up the qualifier after these 2 pit. And that wraps up the qualifier, with Tristan taking pole position. This does seem like an interesting race for these guys. Oh, I could be wrong. He might have a penalty. Qualifier 2 time, however. I wonder how they'll do this time. Owen is the first one out. Followed by Formula Jonah, Trippy, and Balkan. Pretty good outlap so far for Owen and Balkan. Hopefully qualifier 2 has something interesting for us. So far, pretty clean by Balkan. Maybe Balkan might take qualifier 2 pole. And Owen leads with a 1:17.258. And Balkan immediately goes into the pits. Hussein took P1 for qualifier 2 with 1:17.194. Ooh, and he just tapped the wall right there. So far, they have all used soft tires, and they have not gone to mediums, surprisingly. And Hussein has pitted. Racing Uncle in third. Racing Uncle has pitted after messing up their time with 128. Folks in sixth, currently 0.005 faster than his section 1 last. So far, looks like he's doing pretty good. Hopefully he gets a faster lap time. And it looks like he might actually get to probably P4 if I had to take a guess. But no, instead he goes into the pits. Looks like everyone might be pitting. Pretty clean two turns from Ewok with McLaren. And Ewok has pitted. Trippy and Delta are currently on their outlap, as well as Balkan and Hussein. Thank you, Jonah. Arid with a 123.282. Seems like he's doing pretty good for his next lap. Balkan just chilling, following up behind Arid. Ooh, and it looks like Arid might have got a falsified lap for corner cutting. And Owen has retired at 117.258 in P3. Pretty good. Pretty good. Seems like Tristan has taken P1 so far at 117, 175. Ooh. That drift just costed Hussein the lap, from the looks of it. Hussein is corner cutting. Seems like his lap is now invalidated due to that. And it looks like Hussein will be pitting. Let's see, Balkan. Going pretty slow right now. Looks like he's trying to slipstream off of Chisprost. Ooh, but he cuts a corner, getting an invalidated lap time. Ooh, and he started to drift there a bit, and he hit the wall. It's pretty tragic for him. And looks like Balkan has pitted, with Hussein retiring from second qualifiers. Folks in P9 currently doing pretty good, with a 44-second section 2. Let's see, will he get a pretty good section 3? Ooh, but he went off track there, getting an invalidated lap time. Very tragic, because it looks like he might have gotten to P4 if he didn't. And now he has what looks to be Formula... No, that looks to be Trippy right next to him. Formula Jonah with Williams currently on his in-lap at a 55 seconds towards the end of section 3. Ooh, Debo getting a 1:16.824, fastest lap of the qualifiers. Let's see, will he take pole position this race? With Formula Jonah following, getting a 1:17.107. Pretty good qualifiers so far. Debo with Red Bull towards the start of section 3. Towards the start of section 3. Let's see. Will ooh, doesn't look to be he'll be beating his time this lap. However, it does look like he is going into the pits, with Balkan retiring, Formula Jonah getting an invalidated lap time. So far looks to be for second qualifiers, we've seen a ton of invalidated lap times, which is not good. Racing Uncle on his out lap, about to go onto his in lap at current P6. Will he gain any places? And it looks like Jonah has retired, holding a steady P2. it's the qualifier. This is their last lap. DJ, Chiz, Ewok, and Uncle and Delta are remaining. Looks like Chiz and DJ are about to finish their lap. Chiz might actually get a 117 from the looks of it. And he gets a 117.6, making him in P9 for the second qualifier, with DJ not far behind at a 117.834. Delta and Racing Uncle remain, with Delta at 119.368, finishing his last lap at 119. And that wraps up the qualifiers for the second qualifiers. These are the current standings for the second qualifiers. Pretty good so far, with Debo in the lead. So far, we have a ton of invalidated lap time for corner cutting or exceeding track limits. There are 10 drivers remaining for the third qualifier. Let's see how they'll do. We have Ewok, Chiz, Debo, DJ, Balkan, Owen, Tristan, Racing Uncle, Formula Jonah, and Hussein. Looks like one driver's already coming out. Multiple drivers seem to be coming out already. Looks like Formula Jonah is currently in the lead for first to come out. Looks like he has Racing Uncle behind him, and then Owen and Balkan. Time for these drivers to warm up their tires before going into their first in-lap for the qualifier 3. And now we have all the other drivers coming out. Hussein, DJ, Debo, and looks to be Owen and Tristan. Only Chiz and Ewok are still in their pits, with Ewok coming out of their pit. Looks like Chiz is just chilling in their pit. We have Formula Jonah on their first in-lap. Followed behind, we have Racing Uncle and Owen. I'm going to be turning up the audio for you guys. Chiz still in their pits. I wonder if they have a mechanical issue. Currently, Formula Jonah has pitted. Let's see how Tristan's doing at currently a 116. Tristan at 116.449. If I'm quiet, just let me know. And then I could fix it. Currently, everyone's doing pretty good. Is it good right now, or should it be louder? Shruz. Alright, and nearly everyone has pitted other than Ewok. Looks like Chiz is finally out on his outlap. Yeah, I can't fix that. Hold up. That should make it a bit better. Ewok towards the end of his lap. Currently at 105. And now Ewok has pitted. Let's see how Chiz is doing. He came out during the last 7 minutes, so... Looks like Chiz has pretty good turns. And Chiz is on his first in-lap. Debo pitting right after the end of his outlap. Looks like DJ is about to finish his outlap. A little drift there at the end. Pretty good by DJ. Chiz nearing the end of section 1 or 2. Finished section 2 with a 44.317. Pretty good by Chiz. DJ nearing the end of section 1 with a 26.864. Phenomenal by DJ. Chiz about to finish his lap. Currently at 110. Looks like he might beat Racing Uncle. Ooh, but he's a bit slower. 117.303. That places him at P5 so far. looks like DJ's not too far behind him. And it looks like DJ will be getting a 118-104. Currently the worst of the session. Hopefully he gets a better time. Formula Jonah has gotten to their outlap. Looks like he's waiting at the end a bit to warm up his tires a bit more. Looks like he's going for his first lap. Pretty good first turn. Looks like others are now coming out to go on their outlap. Looks like they're gonna try to improve their times. Ooh, and he goes on the grass a bit there. Looks like Jonah's doing pretty good on their outlap. Currently most are on their outlap for the end of the qualifiers. Chiz is doing pretty good. Looks like he might improve his time. Let's hope he gets a 116. However, oh, and he gets a 116.990. 0.3 faster than his previous. Now we have Owen, Hussein, and Jonah on their in-lap, with Jonah in P2 with 116.678. Ooh, but Jonah cut a corner, so now they have a invalidated lap time. Yes, Delta, seems like they do have 6-7. As well as Hussein at 116.730, another 6-7. And Owen at 116.732 for a third 6-7. And Jonah is pitting. Looks like Jonah will be taking the 116.678. Hussein with at 120 on their outlap. In-lap. That just about wraps up quarter 3 for the qualifiers. While every driver is now on their last lap. Owen with an invalidated lap time. Pretty tragic. Looks like he will be placing P4. I will ensure people know, Leclerc. Ooh, and Tristan beat the fastest lap time again with a 116.173. That's crazy, Delta. However, I will mention, Delta, you can make a Group 3 incidents report on whoever did it, as long as you have it recorded. And that just about wraps it up, with Ewok at 7th for the third qualifier. Currently, these are the quarter 3 standings. And now we will be taking a 2-minute break. Alright, now we wait here for the players for the 2 minutes. Turns out they are not taking 2 minutes. Alright, we have Tristan in the lead with Haas. Looks like we're down 1. And there is no second Haas member. So Tristan is alone for this race. So far, pretty good driving for the tire warm-up lap for the formation lap. Asian Persuasion, Oreo, and Avni are in last from the looks of it. Will they get a good start? Ooh, and we already have our first disqualification, being Hussein. And we have 2 disqualifications. Aird and Hussein. 3 disqualifications. Interesting. Alright, now here we go for the first lap. Many lap changes, with Racing Uncle going down 1 after he tries to get first. Tristan in the lead. Keeping good pace, keeping Racing Uncle behind him. So far, a pretty clean race. Ooh, and it looks like there's been an incident. And it looks like some people have wing damage. Looks like Oreo might have to pit due to wing damage. So far, Oreo and Arid are in last. Avni has gone up to P13. And Asian Persuasion has gone up to P10. Tristan staying in the lead after finishing first in the qualifiers. And Balkan has retired. Looks like he had a crash and was not happy with it. Ooh, with Arid getting a drive-through penalty for exceeding the speed during BSC. Oreo and Dubsy pitting. Tristan keeping pace with almost half a second faster than Racing Uncle. However, Racing Uncle is putting pressure. Owen in third, doing pretty good with his turns. Keeping pace over Formula Jonah in fourth, who could get passed by Hussein Kuzi in fifth if he plays this incorrectly. And Tristan has the fastest lap, just beaten by Avni and Trippy. Interesting. Currently, everyone is driving pretty good, and it looks like Owen has passed multiple people, getting to P2, and Ewok has gone from last to fifth. It seems like Haas will actually win this race, followed by Owen with Aston Martin, and Jonah with Williams. However, it's too early to tell, seeing as he just got overtaken by Hussein with Alpine. Tristan taking back fastest lap time, then getting beaten by Owen. Seems like they will be racing for fastest lap time. And Debo has taken the fastest lap time from both of them. And Shiz seems to have left the session. However, he is still in, so he might have crashed. Dubsy taking the fastest lap from Debo. to... Looks like he's about to serve his drive-through penalty. And Arid is serving his drive-through penalty, and he looks like he is about to get lapped. And he gets lapped by just about half of the track. Ooh, that looked... Ooh, an Asian Persuasion passing Envy, going from 9th to 8th.
Jose.
Dang, Ewok got a 3-second time penalty and Delta. Ewok hitting the wall a bit. Ooh, and... Ooh, Hussein spinning out, causing Formula Jonah to hit the wall, but allowing Ewok to take P3. Ooh, Hussein cutting the corner, getting a penalty, along with Ewok and Delta. Currently everyone has been driving flawlessly. Nice turns by Ewok. Ooh, and Jonah has gotten a time penalty of 3 seconds for what looks to be corner cutting. Owen, too, with a time penalty of 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Currently, it looks to be Dubsy and Oreo towards the back. Oreo might start racing Dubsy for 15th place, and Arid gets a time penalty for multiple warnings. He's currently nearly been lapped by everyone. Pretty tragic. Tristan, 4 seconds ahead of Owen. Owen about 2 seconds ahead of Ewok. And it looks like Jonah and Hussein are fighting for P4, with Hussein beating him. Nice turns by Jonah. Doesn't look to be anyone pitting on lap 9. Most drivers 7 to 8 laps old for their tires. Looks like Harold might try to pass DJ here in a bit. DJ going off track. Looks like he might have just lost just enough time for Harold to pass him. Going off track even more. However, it seems like DJ is just the better driver, gaining that pace back. Avni not too far behind Harold. Maybe Avni will overtake Harold. Formula Jonah looks like he might be gaining pace on Owen. Losing against Formula Jonah due to pitting. And Trippy pitting. Formula Jonah might overtake Hussein soon. However, it does not seem like anyone's going to overtake Tristan this race. Harold a second behind DJ. Ewok obtaining another 3-second penalty. Maybe Avni will get lucky and Harold will get a penalty, allowing him to place 6th. Who knows? Flawless driving from Avni. Asian right behind them both. Looks like Asian might overtake Avni. Delta getting another 3-second time penalty. So far only 2 DNFs. Ooh, and that's DJ getting what looks to be pit maneuvered into a wall. Losing a couple positions, now at P8. Looks like he might need to pit. Seems like his tires are doing him no good. Asian Persuasion now a second behind Avni, with Avni just under a second to Harold, which it now seems like Avni has overtaken Harold. Delta has retired. Avni slowing down. Hussein looks like he has a chance to overtake Ewok. Oh, but they're both pitting for their first pit stop of the session on lap 11. seems like they're pitting. Maybe some people could gain some positions. Like Trippy, he might be able to gain a position or two if he goes fast enough. And it looks like he will be catching up. Potentially, and he gains 2 positions, 3 positions. However, it does not seem good for Arid, still being a minute behind everyone. Owen at P3. Looks like he might try and overtake. Oh, but there is a safety car out. I guess it's time for them to warm up their new tires while the safety car's out. Seeing as there's not much else they could do. And Owen going on the gravel for a good second. Maybe Arid could catch up. Really sucks for Tristan because he had a nearly 10-second lead on Ewok. However, it does not look promising for Arid. Currently being in the middle. The safety car driving perfectly, doing flawless turns. Maybe he'll be the MVP of this game, of this race. Seems like nearly everyone has caught up, other than Arid, going down nearly 30 seconds. It does not look promising for Arid. And Boakes pits during a late safety car. Boakes taking second to last place due to the pit. Safety car doing phenomenal turns, not messing up a single turn. I think the safety car might actually be the best driver of the race. And they have announced the safety car will be going in this lap. Which means Tristan can be overtaken. Let's see, will Ewok manage to overtake Tristan as soon as it goes in? Oh, and Trippy passes DJ. As soon as the safety car went in. And it seems like Ewok will not be passing Tristan today.
Internet Explorer doesn't exist anymore. It's just part of it.
Debo getting another penalty. Tons of penalties today. Tristan chilling in first, however, with no penalties. Pretty crazy.
Didn't you buy Kofax?
Oreo looks like he might be overtaking on Chiz. Or he might be getting overtaken. And it looks like he has been overtaken by Dubsy. And it looks like Asian Persuasion might be overtaking Harold right now. But it seems like he can. And looks like he's gonna dive this corner, but he fails. Tragic. Maybe he'll be able to this corner.
Okay, you gotta come and see my...
Asian passing Harold finally. In P6, getting 2 time penalties.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
With DJ obtaining another time penalty. With nearly half of the racers having a time penalty. Over half the racers having a time penalty. Let's see, will Hussein be able to use the drag reduction system to overtake Owen? Tristan getting the new fastest lap time at 1:19. Looks like Hussein will not be overtaking Owen. Avni being right behind Asian Persuasion. However, he loses pace on Asian, with Asian going just about a second faster. Trippy not too far behind, being about a second slower than Dubsy. However, it does look like he might have a chance at this turn, but he's not fast enough. like Owen might get overtaken. Ooh, and it looks like Owen got overtaken by Envy, Asian Persuasion, and Hussein. Looks like he made a mistake. So far, everyone's driving pretty well, other than the penalties. DJ acquiring another penalty for even more warnings. Good job, DJ. We're proud of you. And DJ passing Dubsy while acquiring another penalty and then getting overtaken. Arid still chilling at last place. Minute 45 slower than everyone. And Asian beats Ewok, getting up to P3, but it looks like Asian might beat Hussein, getting to P2. Currently at lap 20. Tristan having fastest lap. And it looks like Asian will not be passing Hussein, being 2 seconds behind Tristan, who has stayed in first this entire race. And it looks like 2 people have pit, Owen and Formula Jonah, with Chiz getting a 3-second penalty for warnings. We might have some disqualifications here due to penalties. 4 people don't have penalties. Asian going up 16 spots. Looks like Asian has beat Hussein, getting to P2. However, Arid has acquired another 3-second penalty, being a minute 45 slower than everyone, surprisingly. Looks like Ewok is getting close to Hussein. However, he has just lost it. Boak's passing his teammate Oreo because he is pitted. Multiple people passing Oreo. Looks like Asian Persuasion is catching up on Tristan a bit, but it looks like it won't be enough. Seems like Tristan's the better driver. Harold slowly catching up on Dubsy. another 3-second penalty. That leaves us with 4 people without a penalty. And Owen and Chiz getting taken out, retiring from the session. Looks like they both might have had a bad crash. However, it looks like Boakes might try passing Trippy. But he's just too slow. Trippy might try passing DJ. Looks like the 3 are battling for 9th place. However, it looks like DJ might take it. And DJ gets taken by Trippy, who has a bad turn. So DJ manages to take it back. But Trippy manages to take it back with just better driving. And then losing to 11 from bad driving by DJ. Spinning out. Going down to 12th place. Allowing Jonah to overtake him. Ewok pitting. Again. Seems like he needs to practice his tire wear. And Jonah catching up on Ewok. And DJ retiring from session due to unluckiness. The last 5 laps are now here. Arid finally getting to 15th, now 13th. Ooh, and it looks like Ewok might be passing Boakes. Let's see. And he decides to play it safe for the first turn. And he manages to pass on the straightaway right after turn 1 and 2. Going into the end of section 1, will he get overtaken by Boakes? No, as he is gaining too much speed. However, it looks like Jonah might be overtaking Boakes. And Jonah uses DRS with ERS to overtake Boakes. Now let's see, will Trippy manage to overtake Boakes and gain 10th place? Or will he fail? Currently pretty good driving for top 5 drivers. No overtakes. Looks like Jonah might approach Ewok to overtake Ewok. But it looks like Ewok is getting perfect turns, gaining speed on Jonah. Doesn't look like Jonah will be able to get DRS this time to overtake. And Jonah acquires another penalty. Very tragic for the last 3 laps of the race. looks like Dubsy might manage to overtake Debo, gaining 5th place. However, it looks like Tristan, Asian Persuasion, and Hussein are gonna take podium. Ooh, however, it looks like Debo's gaining on Dubsy. Doesn't seem like Dubsy is going to manage to overtake Debo. Very tragic for Dubsy. However, Ewok might have a chance on overtaking Harold. Jonah firing another penalty. 4 corner cutting, it seems. And it seems like Dubsy isn't driving good enough to overtake Debo yet. However, with DRS, he might manage, as he has 3 laps left to overtake him. Ewok passing Harold, just barely. Oh, but it seems like Harold's tires are way too old, being 15 laps old. Looks like he doesn't have enough grip. He might. Seems like he's gonna get overtaken by Jonah too. Maybe even both. Dubsy might have a chance to overtake Debo, but will he take it? Ooh, and it doesn't seem like he has the chance just yet. And it seems like Dubsy is not going to be overtaking. However, Jonah will be overtaking Harold, as Harold's tires are way too old. Seems like Harold is most likely going to get overtaken by Boakes, because he played this incorrectly, getting way too old tires. Looks like Dubsy is about to overtake Debo, but will he manage to on the final lap? And he takes the inside with Debo not driving correctly, and he manages to overtake, just barely due to the mistakes that Debo made. Looks like Tristan will be taking P1 for this race, with Asian Persuasion right behind and Hussein. Debo overtaking Dubsy again, with Dubsy getting a 3-second time penalty. Let's see, can Dubsy overtake Debo? Tristan has taken 1st place, with Asian Persuasion taking 2nd place, however being bumped down due to the penalties, and Hussein being P2. And it looks like that's just about it. And now it's just Trippy remaining. And that's it. Looks like Tristan, Hussein, and Asian Persuasion has taken the podium. and somewhat clean race. With Tristan driving flawlessly. Driver of the day going to Persuasion. Fastest lap with Hussein. Race winner Tristan. Most overtakes Avni. And cleanest driver being Trippy.